Okay, so hi guys, welcome to episode 1 of the Bottle Rocket podcast with me, Chris. We've got Jake.
Hi.
And Andy.
Safe yo.
And this is the very first episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Exciting times.
New grounds.
New grounds. So for anyone who doesn't know what Bottle Rocket's all about, which is probably going to be pretty much everybody, it's just us guys playing games, trying to be entertaining, and just chatting crap, basically.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
That sounds appealing.
So the first thing I wanted to talk about on this one was the Twitch bid from YouTube, the $1 billion bid.
1 million billion.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for a website.
It is. It's a massive amount of money. But you know, it's YouTube. It's backed by Google. They're like taking over the world one step at a time.
Like IO all over again.
I heard that they were actually going to deliver the money in cash, which is kind of awesome. As in,
like a convoy,
like YouTube spouting cash.
Yeah.
Coming down the street like on a big truck.
Yeah. It could be a
That'll
special
be
level
pretty-
in Euro Truck Simulator 2.
just trucks and trucks of cash. I love
You
it.
can just see like the owner of Google there sitting with a smug face, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the like the duck from DuckTales, diving into a swimming pool of money. That had to hurt, right? Diving into all them coins.
It looked it.
You made it look so easy.
Kind of face first, and he somehow sort of went under it and came back
beak
up
first.
again.
I think it's all about the beak.
It is about the beak. It's probably more streamlined than a human, I guess.
Purpose built.
I wouldn't think about it too closely, but yes.
No, you're probably right. But yeah, what's it going to mean for live streaming? You know, is it going to be better?
Well, you can't. The community's already there on Twitch, though, isn't it? You can't really like move the community on from Twitch. It's already there. You've got like, I don't know, 200,000 people watching.
What I'm saying is, are YouTube going in there as is it like a sort of anti-competition measure? You know, Twitch is like I'm sure at one point it was like the 4th biggest trafficked website or URL out there.
Yeah, at its peak times, it kind of beats things like Amazon and stuff. Like it's crazy. It gets so many people on it.
So I've read articles where it has been the most visited site in a day on the whole of the web.
Yeah.
So are we talking
period of time
anti-competition, or can they bring something to Twitch to make it better and more?
Because Google does that anyway, don't they? They just kind of buy stuff that might compete with them, and they try to have their own streaming service on YouTube, but it couldn't really get it that far off the ground.
Yeah.
I had a brief look at
but
that.
who watches it? Where would you rather go to watch?
Yeah.
Live, like stuff.
That's the thing. So to me, it seems like they're buying Twitch because that is where you go to see live recordings.
Yeah, which is
decent,
probably not a bad thing, you know. Like I don't think because like most Twitch streams, the good ones kind of end up on YouTube eventually anyway. Like as in kind of really interesting stuff that happens on Twitch, they'll make a YouTube video of it and it'll go up. So it might be better that that's all under the same thing.
Even Twitch has got all this archiving now, so you wouldn't even need to go on YouTube.
Yeah.
You just put say in your stream, click below for a awesome play or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, just cut YouTube out altogether.
Yeah, so
Why
perhaps
would you want to go and visit YouTube when it's already in Twitch?
Yeah.
Like, screw you, YouTube. Don't go to you.
I'm just worried about Google knowing more about my life. That's just my...
That's it.
That's my
Skynet
only...
is closing in.
It's like they already know quite a lot. And now they know what Twitch streams I watch as well.
Yeah, just like harvesting all this information about everybody.
Yeah.
It does give them quite a huge sense of power over everyone, really.
Yeah, exactly. Like I found out there was something on my phone recently that sends data on where I am to Google all the time, which is just scary.
Big Brother is watching you.
Yeah, totally. There's I think there's one on iPhones. It's not Google. It'll be Apple, but where you can work out exactly how long you spent in each individual places. So it works out where your home is because it's where you spend the time. It's not between 9 and 5.
That's worrying.
that's pretty scary. And the other day I was kind of looking something up in Google Maps, and it said like one of the options of where you were going to go to was home. And I was like, I've never told you where I live. How do you know where I live?
Yeah, but for one, you know where I live, and for two, you know when I'm not there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah. Do you want to go home? It's like, huh?
Yeah, knock at the door and the Punisher will be there.
It's just,
Do you want to go home, Dave? I
is,
think it's time for you to go home now.
this is not a good thing.
It
I
isn't.
don't-
Also for me, it's the monopoly
yeah.
that Google.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different ways. The legal team is all over it. I mean, obviously YouTube is a subsidiary of Google,
Yeah.
and then if it goes ahead like the reports suggest it's going to go ahead, then Twitch will become a subsidiary of YouTube. So the tax is all split up and separate from each other anyway. So they're avoiding all the big payments and stuff that way.
Mhm.
But it just seems like they're gaining this monopoly, and when they own everything, then surely they can just charge what they want for you to use it.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else to be.
Yeah. If they buy up all the competition.
But then would you just go back to Justin TV, which Justin TV owns Twitch?
Well, wasn't Justin TV? Didn't Twitch do so well that Justin TV just became Twitch Interactive?
I'm not sure, but it's still owned by the guys who run Justin TV. So in theory, they could just make another one, make a new one.
Yeah,
Call it
but
Twatch or something.
Twatch
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, and they just make it exactly the same, free, the same whatever. If YouTube does put a price on this,
Yeah. I don't think Google will charge for it. I think.
No, but what I'm saying is, if they bought up all the competition, then the option would be there to say, right, well, we've got it all, so you have to pay us now to use it.
Yeah, no, they might just kind of like charge a single Google payment that you need for all your Google stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be kind of their thing. Like they seem to kind of collect your information and sell it to people. That's
Yeah.
that's
well,
sort of their
it's
thing.
like a Google Premium, which you
I
pay
don't
for,
like.
or
Yeah.
a YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
There is so.
Is there?
No, there's not. Is there? That's the thing.
Is there like some gold club in YouTube I'm not allowed into? Is it-
Oh God.
I know. You can. I mean, you can obviously subscribe to people's feeds and stuff to get exclusive content,
Yeah.
but I didn't know there was like a premium membership.
Well, there isn't, is there?
All right.
But there might be. If they do.
That's what they could bring in. Like,
Right. I see.
your
Yeah.
part standard, you can just derp around on. Then if you want this and this epic shiny button of things,
Yeah.
just pay us $5.99 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they
I've never quite worked out how Google makes money anyway. But
It's got to be
Advertising,
advertising.
surely.
what? Sorry.
Advertising.
Yeah. But and selling your details onto people that can advertise to you.
Yeah,
So-
pretty much. It's like if you notice, more often than not, the adverts that you see on your
related to you.
they're in some way related to searches that you've done before. They might not nail it all the time, but more often than not, they're sort of pinpointed at you.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right, and it's based on like what you
randomly
search
got
for.
Rockets on my newsfeed now.
Nice.
Yeah.
And companies will pay for that information, so they can target their ad campaigns better and get more clicks per pound or
Yeah.
per dollar. Sorry.
So
Whatever
you watch loads of streams of, I don't know, Hearthstone or whatever, then you'll get kind of like loads and loads of Hearthstone add-on packs and stuff.
Perhaps or games that are in a similar genre. You might see. You might watch loads of Hearthstone streams, and then a Warcraft banner will pop up on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything to do with like Blizzard.
Yeah,
Well,
play 1 to 20 for free now, and then sign up and.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then it doesn't kind of make sense for Google to charge anything for it.
No.
Because
It
then they'll
doesn't.
have less people using it.
It doesn't. No, that was just literally what they could do if they monopolize the monopolize everything out there.
Yeah. I'm just scared of the power. Really.
Exactly, man.
And it's all.
they could just go absolutely crazy and then
Oh yeah.
destroy the whole competition of streaming and just kill it or knock it on its head.
It's okay because their motto is "Don't be evil," so that means we should all feel really safe about that.
Don't be evil while we harvest your details.
Oh, we harvest all the information that we have about you and your internet habits, you sick bastard.
Take over your life, noobs.
Look at our lovely office in San Francisco with like firemen's poles between levels. We couldn't possibly be doing anything evil at all. It's like that Simpsons episode with Scorpio in it. It seems like that kind of fun. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being paranoid.
Well,
But-
maybe not.
But it makes me twitch.
Hey!
Hey.
That was absolutely beautiful.
It was a bit of a groaner, but you know.
I'll have to edit it out and post, Chris.
Lovely
Well,
editing.
we don't know, but people with more money than you'll ever see in your entire life are doing things that will affect you in ways you can't even possibly imagine.
Exactly.
So sleep well.
Sleep well, people. Sleep well.
Sleep well,
Don't
internet.
put a price on Twitch. Don't do it.
Don't charge
do
for
it.
Twitch.
Please.
I mean, in fairness, neither Twitch or Google have commented on the story so far. It's all speculation.
It could just be some complete and utter hoax.
It could well be. I mean, Variety have said that that they are close to a deal and it will be announced soon. Other sources have said that an offer has been made, and then it's speculation.
Yeah. A
I don't
bit of
think it
a
happened.
boring hoax, I think. It's like, ooh, what if we're going to convince people there's going to be a corporate takeover?
Late April Fools.
This will show them. We
Hi
won't
guys,
look
July
so clever.
Fools.
Like, it's just...
Brilliant. So yeah. What else has happened recently? Star Wars 7 started shooting last week.
Nice.
Yeah, I might have just cried a bit.
You just cried a bit.
Of
With excitement or fear
Of everything.
of everything to do with everything.
Every single emotion you could ever think of in one.
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah,
I mean-
it certainly is.
I mean, the whole thing makes me feel that I don't know.
Is it going to be
I-
epic though?
I hope it will. I really hope it will.
Well, the thing is, I think I watched Revenge of the Sith again the other day,
Oh right.
and
How was it?
It was awful.
Yeah, it is.
You see,
Absolutely awful.
I'm such a huge Star Wars fan.
Mm.
It hurts to say how bad that film is.
It's not good, is it? It's
Yeah,
Makes you want to like kill a whole unicorn population. It's that bad.
Yeah.
It is that bad.
It's
It's
especially
that bad.
bad when you think how long they had to develop it and to build up his character and to make it kind of seem, like the fall to the dark side was supposed to be a thing that we were building up to all along, but it all kind of happens in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, every element down from the constant green screen. I'm sure 95% of that movie was shot on green screen.
Yeah, at least. Lucas has gone on tape, on interview, and saying things like that. Like, it's like, why bother with sets anymore? And that's one of the nice things about Star Wars 7 is they have actually, they've
Why
given
bother with sets? It's awesome.
they've given passing reference that they're going to make more physical sets. for
Well,
Star
yeah,
Wars.
yeah. I mean, for a start, I mean, one of the first things JJ said was that he was going to shoot in 35mm rather than digital.
Yeah.
And I mean
He's a geek.
that straight off to me says he's going in with the right vision for how it should look and how it should feel on film. Because I don't know about you guys, but this digital 4K HD stuff, it does my head in.
Okay.
I haven't seen like any of the kind of sort of hyper HD stuff.
You've had the stuff to run it on in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, so
I
you
can-
need-
The thing
I
is,
can watch a tiny corner of it on my laptop and just have to.
well, I went to see The Hobbit
Okay.
in the new high frame rate.
Super IMAX.
It was like 4K HD HFR,
Mhm.
whatever, and it just takes. It looks like it's done on set. Obviously, it is done on set, but you can see that it is. And I think the problem that they've got is the technology, the makeup, the costume, the set building isn't good enough for that level of high definition.
Yeah. It must have really upset the entire makeup department when they said, like, guys, we can see absolutely everything you're doing to
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
4,000 pixels or
Well, I
whatever.
mean, it was the same as newscasters when HDTV came in.
Yes.
They
Oh,
had to redo the way they did makeup on the newsreaders.
that was a shock for Eamon Holmes.
yeah,
It's
massive
like,
wrinkle on your forehead.
That's what he really looks like.
God, he's a
Kevin.
monster.
But going back to Star Wars, I've got high hopes, and I think J.J. Abrams is the right man to take it on. I mean, if you look at the way he brought Star Trek, if you look at the way he brought that across,
Yeah.
it was very in keeping with the traditions of the films. He took a lot from what the films were and looked like and felt like, and made a new film with elements of that, but it was also fresh.
And then he made Star Trek 2. And that wasn't so good. It was still a good film, but the thing I really liked about the first new Star Trek was, like you say, that he took all the kind of stuff that worked from the old series and he gave it a modern twist. As much as it makes me want to vomit to say that, but he probably brought it and gave it to a modern audience as kind of a nice blockbuster, and it was good and big and fun and loud and a bit clever, and there was Leonard Nimoy there, which is all that needed to be there to appease the old fans. It's like, look, it's Leonard Nimoy, and he's doing something interesting, and now he's gone, and that's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
He was there, and that was enough, and there was enough kind of space for the new characters to kind of to do really cool things, and us to kind of get involved with them. And then he did Star Trek 2, where he basically just kind of shoehorned in as many references to as many things as he possibly could, and he did that annoying thing that he does. He's got this. There's a TED talk about it where I've called the mystery box, where there's always like something mysterious that he never reveals about any of his films until they're actually released. And the mystery box thing for Star Trek 2 was, who is Benedict Cumberbatch playing? And everyone was like, it's Khan, right? He's like, well, it might be, but who is Benedict Cumberbatch playing? And then you kind of build up to it and you think about alternative people Benedict Cumberbatch could be playing. And then you go and see the film and you go, oh, he's playing Khan. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. And I think he's going to do the same thing with Star Wars 7. I think he's gonna have something mysterious that we're not going to know what it is, and it's going to be like, oh, Luke Skywalker's back, is he? No, something mysterious. I'm not going to know what it is. And something along those lines. So I think there are flaws to the way that he brings back new things, and he appeased the kind of the fan base of the old series a lot. In Star Trek 2, and I'm worried he's going to do it.
But they really hit back hard after that, didn't they? I mean, the Star Wars fans, the Star Trek fans. Sorry, that's blasphemy there. God damn it! Strike me down.
Stone him.
But the fans hit back and said it was the worst Star Trek movie that there was.
Yeah.
And this is the same group of people that have also seen Search for Spock. So that's a bold statement to say that Into Darkness was the worst Star Trek movie ever.
Aye.
But yeah, so
I've
got big faith in him.
Yeah, I think if he does a Star Trek 1 again, then that could be cool. Like, as in new characters, but still kind of retaining what made the old one great. And
already, I mean, the cast list has already got Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, Peter Mayhew. So it's not really going to be getting away. I mean, I think the first draft of the script focused on the kids.
Yes.
Of Hannah and Leia, but I think a redraft has brought it. I could be completely off base on this.
No, you're right on this one. I think what I heard was the first draft was written mainly by the guy that wrote the script for Toy Story 3. This is what I heard. And Toy Story 3 is a great kids film. And just a great film. And so his draft was, it's going to be new characters, and like Mark Hamill might show up for a bit and do something interesting, and Harrison Ford will sort of wave at the camera and do something cool and go away. But it's going to be mainly about them. Whereas J.J. Abrams redrafted a lot of it with a lot of new people and said, actually, we want a lot more Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and the old gang doing cool things you then hand over to the new guys in the next film.
Right, I see.
But this is all rumor.
Well, those guys are going to have to get on a treadmill.
Yes, right. But the thing is, this is all rumor. Sorry?
How many years was it last since they were in the Star Wars film?
God.
Well, when did it come
70s?
Out? Yeah, so 80s. Well, I think in the actual story, it's supposed to this movie is supposed to take place 30 years after Jedi, or 35 years, maybe 35 years.
Yeah.
So it sort of fits in.
We might have to extend that to like 50.
Yeah, but it sort of fits in with the way these guys have naturally aged, I think.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest worry for me is the way they got Harrison Ford on board.
Yeah.
Now I heard that that he wasn't that interested in doing the movie
Hmm.
until I think his deal was that he gets to do another Indiana Jones movie.
Oh. Oh, that's
dear.
bad.
Now that's what I heard. Now
Who's directing that?
it's going to take somebody good to make up for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. Oh, that's a real shame.
Damn them.
I mean, the saving grace there is that Shia LaBeouf has actually retired from acting now.
Has he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's retired. He's retired from acting.
Did he have a horrible facial injury?
No, but apparently he's retired from acting, so he won't be a part of it. But yeah,
What's he doing with his time?
probably just sitting on a big pool of cash.
Yeah. Well, swimming in a pool of cash.
Handsome, rich bastard.
Building a pyramid of cash. Wow.
To be honest, and I don't think Shia LaBeouf was the worst thing about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh no! So there's so much worse.
I would even argue he did all right with what he had to do.
Well, I think the original thing with that was he was supposed to sort of take on the sort of he was supposed to take on the franchise, wasn't he? He was going to be the next sort of
Oh, I see. Like he was going to be
Dude Raider.
Yeah, dude. But there are some really cool scenes, and he properly plays a decent character in that.
Apart from the swinging through the forest on the vines.
But that's not his fault. Like, as in,
No.
He was asked to do that by George and Spielberg. That wasn't what he wanted to do, and you could kind of see it in his face that he didn't want to be fighting monkeys on green screen. but like the scenes with him and Harrison Ford in diners and the kind of motorbike chase and things like that, they were really cool. The stuff that was done on physical sets that involved actual acting.
Yeah, until Lucas rolled in with his green screen.
Acting.
Yeah, it's like, no, you're gonna have a sword fight
on this cube with this green thing and swing.
Yeah.
That was. Did you ever see Ewan McGregor on Top Gear?
Yes.
When he was talking about shooting that final scene from Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
And he was saying how he was they'd sat him in a green room on a green box
green boxes
with some doll in his hand, and he was supposed to mimic the walking motion of this camel.
A camel?
Or whatever, it was a camel-esque thing. It was some sort of horse thing that he was riding at the end.
The rocking motion of of movement, wasn't it?
And
right, okay.
And he was supposed to look up at this green screen, which was supposed to represent the twin moons of Tatooine going down,
right?
And look all sort of forlorn. And he was like, he just couldn't get into the scene.
I can't.
It's just a green thing.
I can't imagine why.
But
how much are we paying you, Ewan McGregor?
I think if you watch that film, that shines through in a lot of the scenes. How they're just not invested in what they're saying. That, and you couple that with a dire script.
Yeah.
You pay an actor to act, not to fake act.
Exactly.
With a green screen.
I think it was just a recipe for disaster.
Exactly. Like if you compare that to like Empire Strikes Back and the duel in the chamber on Cloud City that was all built, like all physically existed and kind of lit and moody and kind of full of smoke and all sorts. As an actor on that, you'd feel badass.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to act on there.
No, it's like I feel terrified and awesome.
Yeah.
Having a fight in this amazing room that someone built out of bits of car, apparently.
And there's a 7.3 feet tall man in a black suit coming at me with a red stick.
Yeah. They'll add in the glowy thing later, but who cares? He's trying to hit me with a stick.
You don't have to act there because you just play off your environment.
Exactly.
And that's what you lose, and that's how you lose the feeling. That's how the prequel trilogy lost the feeling.
Yeah. Now I'm being mean to J.J. Abrams, but I think it's only because I really, really, really want this film to be good, and I think he's got a mixed CV, in my opinion, of doing really, really good films that I really, really like, and some stuff that's a bit sort of up its own arse. And I just kind of really hope it's the former and not the latter. And I wish he'd bloody tell stuff about it instead of kind of sticking to this, it's all mysterious thing. So we can stop spitballing about what it might be and talk about probably what it will be.
I think Benedict Cumberbatch went on record as calling him a dickhead for that movie. I think it was those actual words.
Yes. He was a dickhead. Why didn't he just say that I was gone?
Just on the topic of Star Wars, I've had a sort of on and off argument with Rob for quite a while. Rob's another member of the team, of whether or not Lucas planned this 9-part space saga from the beginning, or whether after the success of the first movie it was a money spinner that just kept on rolling.
First movie was called Episode 4, right?
No, the first movie was originally called Tales of the Star Killer.
Right.
Episode
Tales
1
of cheesy.
Interest.
It's like Twilight.
Have I got that right? Adventures of the Star Killer, Episode 1, The Star Wars.
More like Twilight.
Nice.
Right, and my point for the whole thing was that Star Wars movie had a start point and an end point.
Mm-hmm.
Then a year later, they re-released it and said they were going to do some more.
Really?
And,
I did not know this.
Now, before they while they were shooting Empire Strikes Back, that's when they decided that Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father.
Mm-hmm.
So that hadn't been planned.
They just kind of just made that up on top of their head.
So it was like, this will be cool in the story. We can use this.
Yeah.
And then obviously that's when Luke finds out that Vader's his dad, because the writing team have just come up with it.
Yeah.
And then you get to Jedi, and then you've got another full stop on the story.
Mm-hmm. Did they
Palpatine
in Jedi?
dies, Vader.
In Jedi, did they make up that Leia was Luke's sister?
Yeah, that's brought in, or is that at the end of? That's at the end of Jedi.
Yeah,
of Empire Strikes Back. Sorry, when Luke flies off and Yoda says to Ben Kenobi's force,
Yeah.
That boy was our last hope.
There is another. Yeah.
It was like the guys, right? It was like Frank Oz and the other guy.
The other guy.
Yeah,
him.
Guinness.
McGinnis. What, Obi-Wan?
Yes. It's like they were in the room.
Yeah. Good.
The guy, he got an absolutely awesome deal for signing on for Star Wars. Alec Guinness.
Yeah.
He didn't like it. He thought it was all a load of fantasy rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
But he got a deal that earned him 5% of any box office takings that the films made that he was in made.
Nice.
Oh.
So he ended up netting like $95 million.
Nice.
And he still thinks they're a load of rubbish, but that's fine.
But high-paying rubbish.
Yes, God, it pays the bills.
God, I've just earned another $2 million on this garbage. God.
Yeah,
damn.
exactly.
But yeah.
It's like, when are you going to release another edition, George?
Yeah. My bank account's
We need
drying
more
up.
dribble coming out. Not writing in whom.
Surely there's another format of versatile disc that you can put this out on.
Another
Well,
extended
I've released my
cut
green
you could
screen in
release.
4K.
Yes,
Probably
exactly.
see the green screen behind.
Star Wars 4K edition. Now
Right.
with Jabba the Hutt's dance video.
Yes. So it looks like we have to wrap it up there. We're coming up to
All
time.
right, man.
So thanks for listening in. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/BottleRocket. That's ROKKIT. You can look us up on YouTube at youtube.com/BottleRocketUK. Again, that's ROKKIT, not the standard rocket. Or search for us on Facebook. Or anytime you type Bottle Rocket with KKIT into Google, you're going to find us.
How do you search for us on Facebook, Chris? What do you have to type into the bar?
Bottle Rocket.
How do you spell that?
You spell that ROKKIT.
Nice.
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 So I've been Chris, Jake's been Jake,
Yeah.
and Andy's been there.
Yeah, boy.
Thanks for listening.
Noob.